Here is everything great about Midnight Murder Club, the first-person shooter where you play in the dark. Number 1. Midnight Murder Club adds a creative and unique restriction to a saturated genre. Now, to point out the obvious, the restriction is sight, or lack thereof. The player cannot see enemies, the environment, or themselves. This is great because sight wouldn't even be considered as one of the core pillars of the FPS genre, it's simply a given. So in removing something so essential, it allows the designer to implement meaningful and creative ways for the player to overcome it. Number 2. How the players overcome the restriction. The most intuitive way to overcome darkness is to introduce light, of course. This is done in Midnight Murder Club primarily through the flashlight players have. Now, it cannot be overstated how great the introduction of the flashlight was. Now, in a first-person shooter game, one of the key parts of information to get the upper hand is the location of enemies. If you know the location, you can position yourself to have the advantage. How do you do this in Midnight Murder Club? You turn on your flashlight so you can see. However, in turning on your flashlight, it not only allows you to see, but it also allows other players to see you as well. The flashlight acts as both a tool to find players, but also a beacon for players to find you. Simply flicking on the flashlight creates such an intense risk-reward decision every time the player does it. It's truly a great bit of design. Number 3. Audio design. The audio design in Midnight Murder Club is incredible in 2 parts. Part 1, the more obvious part, which is the proximity chat. Proximity chat in Midnight Murder Club is done really well, immersing the player deeper in this deadly game of hide and seek. Every breath, cough, keyboard press can be heard if the opponent is close enough. The sound design to accompany proximity chat is something to note as well. Hearing the shouts and barks behind the door or around the corridor not only gives the player reliable information on the distance of that encounter, but a realistic interpretation of how it should sound, again immersing the player even further. The hero game mode with regards to proximity chat in Midnight Murder Club is Team Deathmatch, for the simple reason that players need to communicate, but they also need to stay quiet at the same time. This is helped by the use of a ping system, meaning that players can communicate with pings rather than speaking, but the feeling of needing to whisper in someone's ear over shouting commands across the room like you would do in a traditional FPS is really great. Part 2. The sound design in general. Outside of proximity chat, the footsteps, gunshots, noise of the rolling flashlight and the hardwood floor all create an immersive and visceral experience for the player. All noises not only create that experience, but serve a functional purpose as well. In the game that is played mostly in the dark, hearing footsteps, a door open, or someone tripping over a flashlight can be vital information to getting the whereabouts of nearby foes. Number 4. Just some other things to know. So there are some smaller details that are worth noting, which I'll do in this part of the video. Firstly, the particle effect when in pitch black. This particle effect is so small of a detail, but when crawling around in the darkness, you really feel its helpfulness. Essentially, the way it works is that if you are moving, the particles move. If you are not moving, the particles just don't move. This means that if you are walking up against a wall, door, or other object, even though you cannot see, you can still tell that you're not moving. Secondly, the level design. The level design in Midnight Murder Club needed to be simple, of course. However, the simplicity in the layout of each room, as well as the layout of the level from room to room, is massively done. At full sprint and with map knowledge, you can get to any area of the map in under 30 seconds. But even without that, the levels themselves never feel like you are fighting against it. Even when flickering the flashlight on and off every few seconds, you still feel like you can make your way from one area to another. Now, it would be great at some point personally for me to dive deeper into just how this one level has been made, but for now, based off my player experience and gut feeling, I can say that this level design is top notch. Finally, gun feel. Now, it feels really great to shoot a gun in this game, which is obviously important given it's an FPS. Now, due to the restrictions on sight and player location, as well as a lightning fast respawn time and brisk time to engage, the game could afford a very fast time to kill, which in this case it very much is. Unless you have armor on, with one bullet to any part of your body, you are dead. This makes it feel amazing to get the jump on an enemy, or to snipe them from a small hole in the window, as you get that immediate and visceral feedback and satisfaction of a confirmed kill. Honestly, now I could just go on a while longer with Midnight Murder Club, but I think I'll leave it there for now. The game design library is all about shedding light on good game design, so hopefully you appreciate how well this game has been put together. Thanks for watching, tune in next week for another entry into the game design library, and keep on keeping on.